was our graduate, Royan Blossom Filbert, who placed second out of 9 competitors in the territory's Poetry Out Loud competition. Throughout the year, students were involved in several other extracurricular activities organized by our efficient and resourceful staff. Thanks to Mrs. Filbert, our students started swimming as an option for physical education. We also had a fun-filled, fantastic sports day due to the combined efforts of staff and our sports committee led by Ms. James and Mr. Keynes. In preparation for sports day, we started lunchtime matches, which our dedicated and determined student executive members continued after sports day, admirably. We need to also applaud our student council executive for showing initiative and displaying their leadership skills by successfully organizing a gala in December when past principals were honored. Please. Student leadership is important to us. Therefore, students were also engaged in leadership training to prepare them for the role of prefects. In addition to the normal chapel sessions during Black History Month, when we dressed up in our normal African attire, we also had a special feature on the 7th of February when Pastor Kent focused on Black Adventists who rose to excellence in their fields. On the 16th and 17th of February, we celebrated random acts of kindness, where we encourage our students to look for opportunities to be kind to others. On the 18th of February, we had counselors, Mrs. Catherine O'Gara and Miss Rochelle, discuss self-love with students, catering to their emotional and social development. On March 4th, students were introduced to financial literacy by Ms. Edmonds of the First Bank, VI. Because the religious life of the school continues to be of paramount importance, our school calendar included several religious activities. On March the 9th, our students were given 2 opportunities to drop everything and pray, an initiative that highlighted the importance of prayer. During the week of prayer, our theme was My Body, God's Temple. And then students learned about the New Start program from a variety of speakers. To close of the week, Pastor Leto made a call for students to make changes in their life and then prayed for them to have the power to do that. We also took time away from everything to reflect and pray in nature, as well as go out and offer prayer to others. Our religious education efforts also included equipping students for the mission field. Students started a virtual medical missionary program to prepare them to serve. This was taught by Mrs. Muriel Dublin of In-Home Academy. This year, our school also underwent accreditation, and I'm happy to announce that we received 3 years. We are so grateful to the teachers and other members of committees who prepared the necessary documents and provided the records to the accreditation team. We appreciate you for your time and effort. We also thank Mrs. Lander, who came in and took on the portfolio of health, history, and home economics, and Mrs. Chamberlain, our new English and Spanish teacher. Could you put your hands together for them? Today, we celebrate the accomplishment of our students. We are filled with gratitude to the individuals who contributed time, money, and other resources so we could do all we could today. We say thank you. To Madeline Archibald for your monetary gifts to the graduates today. To Mr. Modestus John Baptist for first aid training to our students, 5 of which will receive certificates today. to Mrs. Muriel Dublin, for free medical missionary classes, to our HASA president and executive members for supporting us, to Faye John Baptiste of the Office of Advancement for your present contribution, but more so for your vision and plans for the development of your alma mater, to all our donors during the telethon, especially Dr. Frederick, our highest donor, to board members who gave their time to ensure school decisions are quickly handled, to alumni who are quick to assist on behalf of students, staff, and the school board, to our many guest speakers, facilitators, thank you so very much for sharing your expertise and encouraging our students and sharing in their experience. To our many church members who pray for our students, staff, and administration, thank you for interceding on our behalf. I thank all of you for ensuring we had a phenomenal school year despite our many challenges. To my student leaders who embraced difficult roles of leadership and contributed to the success of our school, thank you. I want to recognize our committed staff who did not hesitate to spend from their pockets. Mrs. Thomas Lewis for paying for our advertisement and catering for the expenses of the telethon. Mr. Luke, who uses his equipment to keep our grounds beautiful and incur many expenses. To Mrs. Suarez, who repeatedly takes the initiative to ensure that school events are successful by donating time and money. To Mr. Gordon, who advocates for students repeatedly and even contributed to our prefect badges and many other items from his pocket. To Mrs. Mike, who is always willing to do more and take on more to ensure the school runs effectively. Thank you. To our many teachers and staff who repeatedly use all that they have and donate time and energy for school events, thank you. We appreciate you for your devotion and dedication to Christian education. Finally, thank you to the executive members of the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists and the school board, administration staff, and even my church family for providing support and resources to help me transition into this new position at the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. I look forward to the bright future of this school and its positive impact on the community, championed by our competent and capable students and staff. Students, you have survived hurricanes and hardships, COVID lockdowns and canceled activities. You have adapted to a new normal. And here you stand, successfully satisfying the scholarly requirements for graduation. Through this time, you have pushed against pressures. Truly, you have recovered and rebounded from many obstacles, and you have shown that you are resolute and resilient. You leave behind a legacy of overcoming in the midst of challenging and constantly changing times. You should be so proud of yourself. I end by sharing this quote from Rick Warren. God changes caterpillars into butterflies, sand into pearls, and coal into diamond, using time and pressure. He's working on you too. May your future be filled with butterflies, pearls, and diamonds. Congratulations and best wishes.
Good morning, everyone. Protocol already established. I would like to say welcome once again. You have all joined us today to celebrate the significant milestone in our graduating from high school. This has been an extremely rewarding experience, one that adds to our repertoire of knowledge and experience for life and for our higher education. The class of 2022 thanks God for his endowing mercies, protection, love, and abilities while attending the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. We also thank him for empowering us with the skill and knowledge to successfully navigate the important moments in our educational journey. As most of you may already know, my name is Roy and Blossom Filbert, a continual product of the Seventh of Adventist education and the Salutatorian of the class of 2022. I joined the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School in 5th grade after my family relocated from the island of St. Martin. I was excited to meet these amazing classmates of mine. Along the way, some of our close friends and wonderful classmates have left because of different reasons. But we are joined with new and amazing classmates who brought their unique talents and energy that will leave a lasting expression on all of us. As students of the class of 2022, we have had struggles, challenges, and disappointments. We've been through 2 hurricanes, 4 principals. We've endured the monsters of pain and agony and the COVID-19. There were times we wanted to quit, times we felt like giving up, but we didn't. We kept on working diligently for educational excellence. We never forgot our goal, our mission, and our desire to always do the best no matter what happens. These accomplishments would not have been possible without the faithfulness of God, who blessed us with supportive, caring, knowledgeable, and experienced teachers and staff of the St. Croix SDA school, who made high school a memorable journey. We want to thank the St. Croix SDA school for the privilege of enrolling, allowing us to study, and graduate from this amazing school. Guys, we made it. Today, this period of intense studies, challenges, and opportunities has brought us to the amazing period of celebrating our well-deserved accomplishments, victories, and success. Now, I want to wish my no longer classmates, but my now colleagues, the best of success, good health, and prosperity in all the great things that add to the wonderful fulfillment of life. Congratulations, guys. We made it. I would like to ask my class to join me up on stage. Come, come, come. We gotta do the thing, the Muslim song. Come forward, guys. Come forward. We will now repeat our aim, our motto, and sing our class song. The aim, our aim, 1, 2. Climb to attain nothing short of the highest. The motto, God's promises are like the stars. The darker the night, the brighter we shine.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of my family and I would like to say congratulations. And you guys finally made it. Class of 22, we are so proud of you. And let's just give them another clap. And now, the musical selection will be presented to us by the St. Croix SDA School Choir. Thank you.
Our keynote speaker for today is Mr. Andel Brown, Esquire. Andel Brown is a graduate of Benjamin N. Cardozo School of Law at Yeshiva University in New York. Juris Doctorate, 2005. Concentration, litigation. A graduate of Oakwood University class of 2002 with a major in history and a minor in political science, Attorney Brown is a proponent of both Christian education and the HBCU University. Attorney Brown is a member in good standing of the Florida Bar and is admitted in the Southern, Middle, and Northern District Courts of the United States Federal Court in Florida. Attorney Brown began his career as an assistant public defendant in 2005 under the administration of Bennett H. Brummer in Miami, Florida. After more than a decade of handling complex and profile criminal and civil cases, he has distinguished himself as a top trial lawyer. Attorney Brown has obtained extensive experience in jury and non-jury trials. He has handled cases ranging from DUIs, juvenile delinquency, to misdemeanors and serious felonies on the state and federal level throughout Florida. Attorney Brown has been recognized as a top 40 under 40 leader by Legacy Magazine, as published in the Miami Herald 2013, winner of the Best Advocate Award by the Defender, attorney by the National Black Lawyers 2016. He has been recognized as a top 10 criminal defense attorney under 40 in Florida by the National Academy of Criminal Defense and appears in media such as Time Magazine, the Miami Herald, National Public Radio, the Sun Sentinel. He has provided legal analysis to numerous television appearances on ABC, Fox News, CNN, HLN, and MSNBC. Attorney Brown has been called on as a voice of reason to speak on events that have sent shock waves through the world, from Ferguson and Baltimore to Australia. He currently serves as a trial analyst for the internationally distributed Law and Crime Network, the only 24/7 live trial network. Attorney Brown was recognized as an MBE Genius Fellow for his work as an advocate for the local and national communities of color. In 2019, Attorney Brown was recognized as one of the 100 famous African Americans and Seventh-day Adventists in the Spectrum magazine. Recently, Attorney Andel Brown was recognized in the Miami Times Class of 2022 History Maker during the Black History Month. In addition, he is a member of the National Black Lawyers Florida Association of Criminal Defense Lawyer, Wilkie D. Ferguson Bar Association, and other prestigious professional organizations. With all the many notable and distinguished achievements that Attorney Brown received, he is most proud of being a devoted husband to his loving wife, Latoya K. Brown, Esquire, and a wonderful father to his two children, Araya and Andel Brown II. Just before Attorney Brown comes to speak to us, I would like you to watch a brief video.
country where life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness are high ideals, we take it very seriously.
Joining us from Miami, Andel Brown.
Andel Brown, defense attorney Miami.
Andel Brown.
Andel Brown.
Andel Brown. What do you make of it, Andel?
Megan, the defense assertion that this is all about the knife and whether it's legal or illegal is nothing more than good old-fashioned sleight of hand. This woman is not operating like a normal person would using logic. Obviously, Bill, this problem wasn't created overnight. It won't be solved overnight. And it's a slap in the face to the millions of officers that operate with integrity and do the right thing. At times, discretion is the better part of valor. These officers did an excellent job of bringing a potentially dangerous and chaotic situation under control very quickly. I'm not a politician. I'm a lawyer, so I follow the evidence. The idea that officers cannot do their job effectively and be held accountable at the same time is just flat out wrong. When you look at the actual malice, you also have to think about a willful disregard for the truth. In a situation like this, a picture's worth 1,000 words and a video is priceless. Here, we have the police account of the events, but we also have police accounts where facts that were reported did not match up once we had a video. Every guy's worst fare, and now we have this woman beating herself up. Lucky for him, he had a camera, and he captured it, and now she's not fooling anybody. The issue is that the violence has followed Trump wherever he goes. None of the other candidates on the right or the left have had the same amount of violent incidents at their events. When leadership does not discourage violent reactions to people who have a different perspective, then this is what you're going to have. That stop was illegal. Anything after it, as Mark said, is fruit of the poisonous tree. The rest was illegal. It started wrong, and it ended up with Freddie Gray dead. We must trust the process, whether we like it or not. The issue why people are angry and suspicious of the process is that they believe from the very beginning there's been deep disrespect and disregard for the humanity of Mike Brown. His body was left in the street for 4 hours and then unceremoniously loaded into the back of a police SUV.
That's a good point.
I just want to make sure that we have the transparency and accountability to keep our government honest, from the cops on the street all the way up to the White House. That's what the people deserve, and that's what we want.
Hello, good morning. Do you mind if I just put this to the side here? It is a pleasure to be here with you. To the rebounding and resilient graduates of 2022, to the families, the administration of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist Church, the conference, well-wishers, and all of the village that it takes to make these days possible, I say good morning to you. Today, I am privileged to come and talk to you about the making of a champion. As you watched Game 4 of the NBA Finals, which you guys recorded, because I know you guys don't watch TV on the Sabbath. I don't know if you had it on the DVR or you watched the highlights on YouTube. But as we watched that game, we saw Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors play like champions. Boston is a great team. They've got they have one great young superstar and another great star. Long, defensive, athletic team. Great coaching. Warriors have a pedigree. The refs, Boston was at home, and the refs went along with what Boston was doing. Steph Curry was allegedly injured. He had hurt his ankle in the game before. They had every excuse to lose, but they would not give up. Champions are just built different. And it made me think of my favorite player, and that's Kobe Bean Bryant. And he was not someone that I started out liking. I didn't, pay him any attention because he wasn't on my team. and he wasn't one of the guys that I was checking for. He wasn't celebrated as the heir to Jordan's throne. He was talented and he had potential, but nothing was promised. He had no college experience. He was skilled, but still unproven. He was athletic, but, we've seen many other more athletic players in the league. He was quick, not the quickest. He was drafted 13th overall in 1996. That was the year we both graduated high school at 17 years old. But he carried himself like he was the king. He carried himself as if he got a 9-figure shoe deal before he even left high school. He didn't, but he believed. He made his way to the Lakers because he would not accept playing for the Hornets. He sat on Del Harris's bench behind Eddie Jones. In those days, the belief was rookies, you don't hand the keys to the kingdom over to a rookie. They got to earn their spot. In those days, everybody watched the other guys that were given, free reign to go and play. And this was the Lakers. This is a dynasty. They've won championship after championship after championship. You don't just get on the Lakers and take over. But he believed. He wasn't one of my favorite players at the time. I was all about Penny. Penny was my favorite player. And, I like the AIs, the Allen Iversons, the Steph Marburys, the other guys that were able to display their skills straight coming into the league. Kobe wasn't, but he believed. Being a Knicks fan, the Western Conference teams only mattered, if one of my favorite players were playing. I like Chris Webber and the Sacramento Kings, and so I wanted them to win. But I would watch the games. Everybody knew the Lakers. That was Shaq's team. Shaq was the most dominant big man in the league at the time. And I would watch the games, and I'm rooting on the Kings, and I'm like, let's go. And, Shaq's doing his thing. But it would always be Kobe that would mess up my plans for the Kings' victory. Big defensive plays, clutch shots, free throws down the stretch, closing out the games, leading the comebacks, mugging Mike Bibby, and getting a steal. I couldn't stand him, but there was something about him, and I kept watching. I watched as he ascended the mountaintop of the NBA along Shaq and Phil, and one of the things that I really liked about him was that you could see season after season how he would develop. Every offseason, the next season, he would come back with a new skill. You see the turnaround jump shot. You see the three-point shot is dropping. He's doing more in the post, kept adding to his game. I saw him fall from grace as he was regarded as a pariah by some and a recipient of the privilege of wealth and fame by others. I saw in the midst of that turmoil and uncertainty a young man block out the noise and win. I saw him start again at the foot of the mountain and fight his way back to the top. This time with no Superman by his side, he kept pushing and fighting and working until he turned into an unstoppable force. In June of 2009, the Lakers were playing the Orlando Magic in the finals, and I finally had the opportunity to go to a finals game in Orlando. And in my section, everybody was rooting for the Magic, and I was rooting for the Lakers and Kobe at this time. And as the game was going on, the Magic were doing their thing, and everybody was making fun of me. Everybody's talking trash. Ha, 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 your guy's losing. I'm like, just wait. Fourth quarter's coming soon. And I watched Kobe take over that game and bring a victory and they won the chip that year, the championship, excuse me. And in the end, the reason why I had so much appreciation for him was because I got to watch the steps, the progress, the growth, the dedication, the tenacity, the makings of a champion. He squeezed every drop of potential out of himself until his cup overflowed with dominance. How many other people drafted 13th do you ever hear in the GOAT conversation? That is something I was blessed to witness from start until the untimely finish. In totality, words don't do justice, so I will leave with this. You might have to work a little harder. You might have to stay a little bit later. You might have to get up a little bit earlier and sacrifice a little bit more. But if you're committed, if you focus, if you're disciplined, if you are fearless, and you believe in yourself, you can win. That's the Mamba mentality. So I have an interesting story about getting here. You see, technically, I missed my flight to get here. But that's not entirely accurate because obviously I'm here. But I'm not supposed to be. Metaphor for my life in some sorts. But I wouldn't give up. I'll admit, it was my fault. I was late. There were obstacles, family obligations, work obligations, and other things. You know, the kids, daddy's leaving, they want to talk, we hanging out. My daughter's giving me stuffed animals to put in my suitcase. My son has to get a car. We're figuring all of that out. Got out the door a little bit later than I wanted to. And then, I don't know, some guy, I don't know what he was doing, but he wasn't driving in front of me. So it took a while to get to the airport. But then I got there, and I said, all right, here's the plan. We're going to have to valet, so we can hop out, go right in there, pull up to the valet. I think we made it just in time. Get out the car. I said, all right, here, buddy, you know, let's get this done. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. The valet is closed. We're full. We can't take any more cars. I said, you're going to take one more today. And so we spoke for a moment, and he took the car. I said, yes. On inside, let's go check in. Going to check in, and, you know, we're going through. We get to the baggage. I have a little question. I'm trying to get the attention of one of the attendants. Takes a little while. She's helping someone else. Finally, I get her attention and go to finish the process. Says, hey, you're too late for this flight. You can't check in. I said, no, that's not going to work. So I talked to her. She said, I'm sorry. You're going to have to go downstairs. We're going to have to do this. No, that's not going to work. And, you know, I've learned over the years that nothing beats being persistent. Be polite, be courteous, but keep going till you get what you want. We kept talking. She said, all right, I'm going to take care of you. Good, here we go. Get through that step, get to the gate, looking at the time. The line at TSA is very long. But over there's a line that's not so long. It's, I don't know what it was for, but I said, you know what? I think I need to go on over there. I'm not saying that this is something you should do, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Perhaps there's some video footage of somebody going under the ropes with their bag and up to the front of the line because they wanted to catch a flight. But what I will say is sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. I made mistakes. I was late. I didn't do everything I was supposed to do the way I wanted to do it. Things did not work out perfectly. but I had a goal. I wanted to be here with you. And I would not allow my mind for a second to dwell on the possibility that anything other than that was going to happen. And when you have made your mind up about what you want, God said, as a man thinketh, that's how they are. A man, a woman, as we are, our thoughts are powerful. And when your mind is focused on your goal and your objective, heaven and earth moves to accommodate you. People who know what they want in life get what they want in life. So when I'm speaking to these people or I'm dealing with these people, they have already told me no. They've already said, this is not possible, we can't do it. But in my mind and my heart, I'm convinced that this is going to happen because their failure is not an option. That's a championship mindset. As I see the graduates, the rebounding and resilient class of 2022 with their champion medals around their necks, I think about what you guys have been through, the 2 hurricanes, the COVID-19 interruptions, the administration changes. I heard, 4 principals in a matter of years, and still pushing forward and with the wonderful accomplishments, going to these different conferences, representing your school, authors contributing to books. You guys are amazing. You are champions. A champion is not someone who never messes up. We all mess up at some point or another. A champion is one who never gives up. Your ability to deal with changing circumstances and disappointment and difficulty is a superpower that you have developed through the course of these years. This championship is the first of many for you. And I know a thing or two about being resilient. I've had my ups and downs in life and bumps in the road. And we celebrate the wonderful moments. We see the video. Those are the highlight reels. But what people don't see is the struggles and the sacrifices and the pain at times you have to endure that make those highlights possible and valuable to you. No one knows what you guys have had to do to get here. Your families have had to do to get here. The people that work in your administration, your teachers, your principals, the people in the conference, all the supporters you have had to fight through to get here, but you are here. And now it's time to go on to the next level. The story is always told in the long run. The road before you is difficult, whether you're going to go to college or you're going to go straight into your profession or work a job. There are a lot of things that are going to come in your path, but you are ready to overcome it all. What you have as graduates of St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School is an advantage that many people do not have, and that is having been introduced to the God that can make all things possible, and that can open doors for you, and that can change your life in the blink of an eye. Your relationship with God is key. What I would say to you is that the most important thing for each and every one of us is not just to hear about God, not just to be able to recite the scriptures, but to experience God in a real way for yourself. Because when you have experienced that relationship, that intimacy with God, of knowing that you are loved, that you are here for a reason, you have a purpose and a special task in this life, and that every positive thing in your life, God is fighting to help bring you through. That when you are in need of financial aid, God will make a way. When you are in need of an opportunity, God will make a way. When you are hurting, God is there to comfort you. When your finances are low, God is there to provide. And I'm not here just to tell you to pray and God is going to work it all out. I'm here to tell you that God has put everything within you that you need to win. However, the decisions and the work is up to you. We are not forced into our destiny. We must take hold of it. Faith without works is dead. Belief by itself is not enough. What if David held prayer meeting and prayed that the Philistines went home? What if Moses stayed in Egypt and just praying that the Israelites would be free? Would they be free? What if Queen Esther didn't do anything about the extermination of her people that was coming and never put her life on the line to go to see the king? You got to take the action. You have been given the opportunity to learn of these great stories and these great people and these accounts of what God can do. Now it's time for you to continue to put those things into action. And the path is not clear, and it for sure is not always smooth, but you have to keep praying and keep going. If you fall 7 times, you get up 8. There's a reason that you do things the way that you do. There's a reason that each and every one of you has the skills and talents and ability that you have. Some of you can sing wonderfully. Some of you can write wonderfully. Some of you have skills when it comes to computers and technology. You have so many different talents in you, but you got to bring them out. As faithful stewards, if God has given you one talent, you don't come back with that one talent. Thinking back to Kobe, he started out, he was athletic, he was good, but he kept working on his game, kept working on his game, kept working on his game. And that's what it's going to take for you to sustain success. You're going to have to keep working, level after level. Ascend the whole ladder of success. It'll be by painful effort. Take those steps. And I'd just like to leave you with a few rules for enduring success. Authenticity creates value. Be yourself. As you go to these different places, these different institutions, these different jobs, and out into the world, there will be pressure to conform and move in the way everybody else is moving. But if you're just like everybody else, then what makes you special? Be you always. Embrace who you are, the individual characteristics that you have, and even your quirks and shortcomings, because in those things is where your greatness is found. Stand for something, even if that means you have to stand alone. The crowd is often wrong, and history remembers the people who were willing to stand up when nobody else would. You're going to have to take some chances. No risk, no reward. The life of fulfillment that we all hope for, the life of prosperity, relationships, joy, love, are not for cowards. I don't mean to be so blunt about it, but that's the reality. The best things in this life only come to those that are bold enough and brave enough to take chances. Love is a chance. Marriage is a chance. Your dreams are going to require you to step out on faith. When you're trying to carve a path or you're trying to go someplace you've never gone before, you're going to encounter many things that are unfamiliar to you. You're going to encounter roadblocks. You're going to, sometimes not know whether you should go right or go left. But go. Always remember that a bad decision is better than no decision. Don't sit there wavering about what you should do. Decide and go. And if things are not going in the right direction, make another decision and keep going. Decision makers are leaders. Talk to yourself like the champion that you are. Be careful about the words you say about you because you're listening. See yourself where you want to be and keep going until you get there. There was a young prince, and he was born from time he was young. His posture was not good. He was stooped over, and they looked at him with sympathy because here he was. His father was the king, and he didn't look princely. His 12th birthday came up, and his father said, "Son, tell me what you want, and I'll get it for you." He said, "Dad, Your Majesty, I would like you to make a statue of me, but what it would look like if I was whole and could stand up straight." This was an odd request. But the king, his father, said, "I'm going to give you what you asked for." They gave it to him, and the members of the court would watch as he would get up in the morning and go next to this statue of himself straight and erect. And he would try his hardest to straighten himself up and stand next to it, but he could only do it for a little while. But over time, the image of himself that he asked for became his reality because that prince was able to stand up straight and walk. Sometimes we are going to have to see it before we can be it. So to you, rebounded and resilient class of 2022, Charles Baptist, as you aim for the stars as an aerospace engineer, remember that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Watch your pace, and don't be afraid to change course. Romeo Christopher, God is bigger than any obstacles in your way. Faith over fear, always. Just focus on the step in front of you, and the way becomes clearer as you go. Joshua Nemerin, as you're cooking up moments for others to enjoy, remember the recipe for success: preparation plus opportunity. Stay ready. Your opportunity is coming. Bianca Rames, begin with the end in mind. Set your mark high for your life and those that you love, and let life catch up. If you can see it, you can be it. James Rodriguez, we hope you're watching. You have chosen the path of discipline and sacrifice. Remember, the greatest display of power is self-control. Your stand will inspire others to stand too. To Falah Bazar, may you always be a connector, bringing the energy and lighting the way. Shock the world. To Clenitha St. Pierre, time reveals all. Be patient with yourself. Those who are faithful in little will be given charge over much. Being faithful in the little things leads to big futures. Royanne Blossom Filbert, you are making your mark, pursuing your dreams. Go wherever they may take you, whether it's to Oklahoma or Mexico. May your legacy be found in those you have served and the lives you have touched. God be with you always. To the class of 2022, the best is yet to come. You've been prepared for such a time as this. where the world needs people of compassion and principle more than ever. You have traversed rough waters and become a better version of yourselves already. Navigating to success. Smooth seas have never made a skilled sailor. This is your moment. Seize it and never let it go. The best thing that you have learned is to develop not only academically, but spiritually, physically, and mentally. The race belongs to those that endure to the end. You have made it through this leg of the race called high school. The marathon continues. Step by step, day by day, moment by moment, you are building a legacy that by God's grace will be cemented in eternity. I encourage you to go with God. Thank you.
Protocol being established, I wish to acknowledge the presence of Pastor Wendy Ambrose, Pastor Thomas Rose, Mistress Doreen Joseph, Mistress Jacinta Berthia, Miss Hester Filbert, the representative of the Virgin Islands Legislature, the North Caribbean Conference representative, our distinguished guest speaker, Andel Brown, the St. Croix SDA School Board, the esteemed faculty and staff of the St. Croix SDA School, our parents, well-wishers, ladies and gentlemen, and finally, the class of 2022. It has been said that to every end there's a beginning. Today, we stand before you as the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School's graduating class of 2022, a class that has to be counted among the most challenged and blessed. We have weathered storms, survived a pandemic, and attended school very differently from the generations before us. We had many challenges that at times were being dealt with in real time, but we have come through stronger, wiser, and more resilient. We could not have made it this far without the core part of our education, our teachers. Teachers like Ms. Daniels started us off with a strong foundation because, as everyone knows, all I really need to know was taught in kindergarten. Mistress Martin kept us grounded and prepared us for school life. Mistress Thomas expanded our knowledge. Miss Wendy Ambrose challenged us to see things from a different perspective and to see our own potential. Mistress Thomas Lewis showed us the importance of music and its impact on us. Ms. Dungar taught us the importance of note-taking and attention to health. Ms. Farquhar pushed us to our limit and dealt with us patiently as we learned new mathematical concepts. Mistress Lander showed us a fun aspect of learning. Pastor Kent gave us a strong sense of morality and surely brought us closer to God with down-to-earth lessons on Bible. Mistress Filbert taught us the many aspects of business and has been our class sponsor. Mr. Correa taught us very difficult concepts and took our knowledge and learning of the sciences to another level. Mistress Rowe Foster taught us the importance of punctuality, and Miss Berthia gave us a taste of what is to come. We cannot forget Mr. Edwards, who pushed us and showed us the importance of following instructions. Mr. Simon, who encouraged our interest in science, and Ms. Matthews, who gave us the strong foundation in English that we need. While I have not mentioned all the teachers and staff who played a part in our academic experience, we are indeed grateful to you all. Your contributions are many and appreciated. I would like to say a special thank you to the administration and staff of the North Caribbean Conference. Your support through some of the most challenging times is greatly appreciated. To our parents, we are mindful of the contributions that you have made, emotional, social, physical, financial, and spiritual. These contributions have made an immense difference on our lives. To all our sponsors and contributors, we extend a sincere gratitude for your assistance. We would not have been able to achieve this milestone without you. Again, we say thank you. With all the support we received, there were also challenges and other obstacles that we had to face. As if life on its own is not challenging enough, stir in Hurricane Maria, mix in Hurricane Irma, and blend in COVID-19 and the worldwide lockdown. All of these presented their own set of challenges, but this class, the class of 2022, knows that we may be troubled on every side, but not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed. We know that in facing challenges, we are made stronger, physically, mentally, but most of all, spiritually. We know that God's promises will sustain us. His promises are like the stars. The darker the night, the brighter they shine. We may be cast down, but we are not destroyed. Our class theme, Rebounded and Resilient, is the battle cry of the class of 2022 of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. We have persevered through every trial that has come our way, and we will continue to push through. From what I have experienced, I can confidently say that we were a very unfortunate class. We were faced with back-to-back disappointments that we could not have predicted. Even so, we did not give up. We kept pushing, and we will keep pushing until all our goals and dreams have been fulfilled. Referring to our text once again, we will not be destroyed. We may be cast down, disappointed, beaten, and bruised, but we will never be broken. While we continue to push through our hardships, there are a few things we should remember. Number one, stay focused on what you want to do and believe in yourself. Great things come from those who believe. Every action you take begins in your mind. If you do not believe you can achieve your goals, you will not succeed. To avoid such a grim outcome, keep a positive mindset and have faith in yourself. Most importantly, have faith in God. Number two, you are special. We have each been created with our own unique talents, and there are contributions to this life that only we can make. As Ellen White said, the greatest want of the world is the want of men. Men who will not be bought or sold. Men who in their inmost souls are true and honest. Men who do not fear to call sin by its right name. Men whose conscience is as true to duty as the needle to the pole. Men who will stand for the right though the heavens fall. We must remember this and not conform blindly to what others tell us. We must always stay true to ourselves. Number three, there will be challenges. You will fall down. Remember, failure is not in falling down. It is in not getting up and trying again. As the old saying goes, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Number four, God has a plan for you. You may not see or want to acknowledge the path that God wants you to take, but once you know He is leading, trust His plan. God knows everything, and He certainly knows what is best for you. Trust Him always. Number five, while we push forward, let us reach back and lend a helping hand. Philippians chapter 2, verse 4 states, "Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others. In all your endeavors, never forget to be humble and helpful." Finally, number 6, do not let success make you lose sight of what is most important. Life has many things to offer, but what is most important is what lies beyond: heaven, the ultimate goal and the last terminal of success. Finally, class of 2022, this chapter is over, but the story is still being written. We have made it this far, and we will go further beyond. Today, I encourage you to strive for the very best. Push past your limits and discover just how much potential you really have. As I close, I would like to acknowledge a phrase from our very own school song. This line is a motto of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. Students, teachers, and faculty alike should know this phrase as striving for excellence. This wonderful short phrase should be ingrained into our hearts and minds as we leave this school. This simple message means we must not rest until excellence is achieved and our goals are completed. Though we may fall, we must not give up. We must strive for excellence. Class of 2022. Bianca, Clanitha, Royanne, Fala, James, Joshua, and Romeo. I wish nothing but the best to all of you, my wonderful classmates. May God bless you and smile upon you, and may all your works be worthwhile and fruitful.
Before I present to the education director, I would like to acknowledge the class of 1982 under the principalship of Dr. Edward Griffin, the largest class having entered the halls of the Seventh-day Adventist School, is celebrating today their 40th anniversary since having left the halls of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. Let's give them a round of applause. Members of this class have honored their alma mater and have chosen to give back and to support our students in so many ways. And we will be hearing from them in due time. Would the graduating seniors please stand? Mrs. Jareen Joseph, the Educational Director of the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. We have 8 students who have met and exceeded all high school educational requirements outlined by the worldwide educational system of Seventh-day Adventists, by the Virgin Islands Department of Education, and all accrediting bodies in the Virgin Islands and these United States. Director Joseph, it has been determined that they are all eligible to receive high school diplomas, certifying that they have successfully completed their secondary education in the United States Virgin Islands. It is therefore my distinct pleasure to present to you the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist Schools senior graduating class of 2022.
Mr. Gordon, on behalf of the Education Department of the North Caribbean Conference, I'm pleased to accept this illustrious class of 2022 of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. I'm confident that they have successfully completed the curriculum prescribed by the Seventh-day Adventist World Church and by the Virgin Islands Department of Education, as well as the Education Department of the North Caribbean Conference. These graduates are eligible to receive their high school diploma. Let's congratulate them again.
Thank you, Director Joseph. I will now invite our principal or board chair and any of the platform personnel who wishes to congratulate the graduates to please come to the stage. We want to first we'll ask our graduates to please come through on my right and to the stage that way, and we'll receive and would exit on my left. I want to first recognize one of our students who by unforeseen circumstances who can't be present today, and we want to address him first. This student joined our school family in the junior high school. He showed tremendous growth over the years. He wants to serve his country in uniform. He qualified with no major difficulty and was accepted into the military. And we're going to wish him well, also a speedy recovery as he enlists for training in the United States Air Force. That is James A. Rodriguez. Our first students. We have enjoyed the privilege of celebrating diversity at the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. The student joined our family and we welcomed him home with open arms. He's a devout Muslim and prays at our local mosque. He's accepted to our hometown university, contemplating a career in electrical engineering. A very intelligent and courageous student will be receiving also a small monetary gift from Mrs. Magdalene Archibald, Falah Nayal Bazar. Our next student, a very talented yet humbled young man, a member of the Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church. As a member, the Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church will offer him a gift of $250. He's our senior class president and holds the position of a prefect. He's accepted to more than 2 prestigious universities, recipient of the highest English award of $500 from the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, this recipient of the highest math award in the amount of $500 from the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. He's also a recipient of the Salutatorian Award in the amount of $1,000 from the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. He will receive a $2,000 from the Virgin Islands Board of Education or full tuition, room and board to attend the University of the Virgin Islands. He will be enrolling at his hometown university, the University of the Virgin Islands, to begin his pursuit of a career in aerospace engineering. The student is graduating today with honors as valedictorian of his class, Charles Deshawn Baptiste. At this time, this is where we will invite a representative from the class of 1982 to please join me in making a presentation for our next student. This very helpful and hard-working young man who has shown tremendous progress. He's our senior class vice president and holds the position of head boy prefect at the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. He's a member of the Peter's Rest Seventh-day Adventist Church, has spent his entire primary and secondary years at the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School, a true product of Seventh-day Adventist Christian education. He will be the recipient of the Alumni class of 1982 scholarship they will share with you. He's accepted to more than 2 prestigious universities, and he will begin his pursuit of a chemistry degree at the University of the Virgin Islands. Before you hear from him or see him, I will ask the class of 1980 to make their presentation.
We requested 3 persons with some criteria as to who we will give our donation, our scholarship award to. And we got 1 person fitting all of the criteria that we asked about. So today, we are going to give Romeo Christopher Jr., our scholarship award in the amount of $1,982. Make sure you don't forget that amount and that year, because that represents our class of 1982.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Romeo Christopher Jr. Very thankful to the class of 1982, who was also a member, who was also provided some gift bags, I think, for our class recipients. Romeo will also receive a small monetary gift from Mrs. Magdalene Archibald. And so we thank our alumni for contributing and celebrating with us. Our next student also attends the Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church. The Hope Seventh-day Adventist Church will provide him a gift of $250. He will also receive a monetary token in the amount. He will also receive a monetary token from Mrs. Magdalene Archibald. He joined our school family during his elementary years. You may already know that. He's a senior class officer as well as a prefect. He is the first student in his class to pursue the business track curriculum. He's accepted to 2 prestigious universities. He has the long-term ambition of becoming a professional in the culinary arts. He will also receive a monetary gift from Morrell Tyson CPA, in the amount of $300. Joshua Nemerin. Our next student is a student who joined our school family in her sophomore year. Very active senior class officer, an elected student council officer and prefect, accepted to 2 prestigious universities. She has decided to pursue a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. She will begin her undergraduate studies at the University of the Virgin Islands and will also receive that token from Mrs. Magdalene Archibald. Bianca Rings. Our next student attends the Peters Rest Seventh-day Adventist Church. She joined our school family at the beginning of her junior high years. A very humble and soft-spoken young lady. She has demonstrated strength and resiliency over the years. She's a senior class officer and member of our newly instituted prefect system. She has a keen interest in the visual arts. She will begin her pursuit of a career at the University of the Virgin Islands in dentistry. That student is Clanita St. Pierre.
Hey, shout hallelujah. Amen. Glory. I tried it. Aya. Oh, I can't believe it. Come and say, I tried it. That's right. Come on. Never be afraid. Don't you be afraid. Share. Joy comes in the morning. Yeah. Troubles they don't last away. Just you know that. For there's a friend in Jesus. Always wiping tears.
Last but not least, this student is graduating today with high honors as salutatorian of her class. She attends and is very active at the Central Seventh-day Adventist Church, who will provide her a gift in the amount of $250. This is our student council president, and is also our head girl prefect. She's accepted to more than 4 prestigious universities, has received merit scholarships amongst awards in the amount of over $91,000. Today, she will be receiving an anonymous gift. I'm tight-tongued. From a member of the Faith Seventh-day Adventist Church. Thank you to you, whoever you are. She wants to pursue a degree in line with her love for the sciences and will pursue the goal of entering the field of medicine. A recipient of the highest science award from the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists in the amount of $500, a recipient of the highest Bible award from the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists for $500. She will also be receiving the Salutatorian Award in the amount of $800 from the North Caribbean Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. She will also receive that monetary token from Mrs. Magdalene Archibald. She will also receive $2,000 in a scholarship, a $2,000 scholarship award from the Virgin Islands Board of Education, or a full tuition room and board if she chooses to attend the University of the Virgin Islands. She has planned to attend the Monte Morelos University internationally, that is all Adventist University in Mexico. Congratulate our salutatorian, Royan Blossom Filbert.
Joy comes in the morning. Trouble never lost always. Remember, there's a friend. Everybody say. For there's a friend in Jesus. He will forever wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, come on. What you gonna do? Just lift your head.
students to remain standing. At this time, we'll invite our principal, Ms. Jacinta Berthier, to lead our students' charge. Okay, we are going to invite our students who will be, before our principal comes on, our students who will be presenting to our speakers, kindly come to the podium.
I would just like to present this gift to Pastor Leto. Please come up.
We're going to ask Attorney Brown and Pastor Webster, please make your way to the stage as well.
Thank you so much.
When we agreed to be roommates, we said no romantic involvements.
Son, your mother and I...
My roommate...
On behalf of the graduating class of 2022, we would like to present these gifts for Pastor Liriana Webster and Dr. Brown for giving us words of inspiration and giving us guidance on moving on in life.
As we all know, those were our consecration speakers, our baccalaureate speaker, as well as our commencement speaker. We thank you for joining us on this occasion in celebrating the graduation of the class of 2022. At this time, I will welcome our principal, Ms. Jacinta Berthier.
We live in a world in need of repair. We now look forward to a future that seems to hold even more uncertainty than ever. A future that for many seems scary. Mr. Fred Rogers, in an episode of his show, Mr. Rogers, shared his mother's advice. He said, "When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.' My charge to you is to not merely look for helpers, but to become a helper, to do your part to help repair." So today, I challenge you to carry compassion with you everywhere you go. I challenge you to let your actions speak consideration. I challenge you to remain resilient. I challenge you to remember that once you do your best, God will do the rest. Let your legacy be one of positive change. I charge you to make a positive difference wherever you are. And now I ask you to move your tassels to the left. you are no longer graduates. You are now officially graduates of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. You have shone brightly and led positively. Could the president please come forward? Oh, you picked it up, sorry. Grade 11, the president for grade 11, and grade 11, could you please stand? Can you now pass on the candle, symbolizing your positive presence and leadership in our school? By accepting this candle, you are accepting to lead responsibly. I now present to everyone our new grade 12 class, the graduating class of 2023. Grade 12, you may now sit. No, you are not grade 12 no longer. Grade 12, you may now sit. Alumni president and representatives, I now hand over to you the newest alumni of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School, the class of 2022.
Good afternoon, everyone. Class, I'll have you be seated for a little bit. I have something I need to do. So earlier this week, I got a phone call from a member of the class of 1986. And he was very determined that he was going to have this done today. Is Mrs. Barbara Francis in the audience? Mrs. Francis, please stand if you're here. Yes. Eustace will be coming to accompany you to the stage. It's never too late to say thank you. It's never too late to show gratitude. And so they even sent over their dedication for you, Miss Francis. So I want you to listen as you come up. We want to take a moment and let you know how much you are appreciated. You are a true angel to us, and we are more grateful to you than words can express. Few people possess the considerate, unselfish, loving heart that you have, and even fewer are willing to give so much of themselves. We thank you for your kindness and for being the wonderful, amazing educator and person that you are. We are all blessed to have had you as our teacher. And this is from Walter Orr, Melvin Jeffers, and Dwight Mike Cartier. Dwight tells me a story. He said Mrs. Francis, I think, was their home ec teacher. And he said the first cake Mrs. Francis helped them make in home ec, he said when he got home, he asked his mom if she could make a similar cake. And the mom tried. Apparently, it did not meet Mrs. Francis' standard. So Dwight said he told his mom he's going to be moving in with you. And so from the class of 1986, as a thank you to Ms. Francis, here's a token, the amount of $500. Are there any other students here that Ms. Francis taught? Please stand. Rise to your feet and give her a round of applause. Okay, now for the official welcome. So I'd like Eustace and Marilee to come while Mrs. Francis is being escorted to her seat. Marilee also has a presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. It has been over 10 years since I have been presenting a graduation gift for graduates of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School. 42 years ago, when I graduated, the seventh graders class under Barbara Francis, and I didn't know that they were doing that. Under Barbara Francis presented me with over $100. It felt like $1 million at that time. After my stroke in 2018, just before the graduation, I thought this was it. I don't know this young lady personally, but I know Jesus. I know that he will take care of the graduating class. And today, I pledge myself to continue giving the class a monetary gift. The young lady I have in mind, she's in the medical field, and to God be the glory. That young lady, please come up, is, Canita St. Pierre. Of myself and all the alumni from Seventh-day Adventist School, I give you a monetary donation. May God bless you as you make your mark in society.
Very quickly, Eustace, you are a member of the class of 1982, and we heard already that was the largest class to ever graduate. How big was that class?
I believe we were 52 students.
Those were the days. Okay, and Marilee, you are from what class? 1980. And my name is Faye Gillen John Baptiste, and I'm from the class of 1988. And so I won't have you guys stand again, but I will extend to you the official welcome as the newest members of the St. Croix Seventh-day Adventist School Alumni Association. Welcome to a fraternity of achievers, doers, movers, and shakers. We are authors, we are medical professionals, we are entrepreneurs, we are scientists, attorneys, builders, contractors, military career personnel. We are influencers, educators, you name it. We have not just been these things, but we've done them well. Live fabulously, live abundantly, but never forget to reach back. There's someone coming behind you. You've been given a solid foundation. You could take that to the bank while standing shoulder to shoulder with the rest. The absolute truth is Life really is what you make it. You may get tired of hearing this, but the effort you apply is what comes back to you measured in dividends. Just one pointer, because I know you guys have heard it all this weekend. Find your tribe. And by that, I mean stick with the folk who will be in your corner when you're up against the ropes. Stick with the people who will tell you when you're wrong and fight for you when you're right. You may be sitting next to a classmate that you may never see or speak to again. That's just the way life is. You start with a new circle today. Make it a worthwhile circle. We extend to you congratulations, welcome, and blessings for a wonderful life.
We invite everyone to stand at this time for a closing prayer. Let us pray. Our Father God, you have been gracious to us. You have blessed this class. Now that they have graduated, we pray that you will go before them to lead them, above them to shelter them, around them to encourage them, behind them to support them. Go beside them to walk with them, and within them to keep them. Go below them to uphold them until that great graduation day when Jesus Christ shall come. May your peace be their peace. And may, as they wait in your presence, provide, protect, and keep. Make them the blessing that you have created them to be. To thee we give the praise, the honor, and the glory. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen. Please remain standing until...
Yes, I'm going to ask everybody to please look under your seats. Make sure there are no bottles or papers left. Make sure you pick those up and go with them. We're going to be preparing for the graduating or the recent graduates to exit the building. I want to thank you all for coming out. This was a wonderful occasion. And I want to thank you for celebrating with the class of 2022. Give them a round of applause as they exit this building, because this is an awesome achievement.